Given the graph, identify the vertex, factored, and standard form equations. The first thing you want to do is label all of your interesting points and draw your axis of symmetry. Remember that your parabola is symmetrical around the axis of symmetry, and so then if you move 4 units from the root to the axis of symmetry, you'll move an additional 4 units to the other root. And so your other root would be at -3, 0. Let's start off by finding the vertex form of your equation. Remember that y is equal to your compression or stretch times the quantity x. If you're going to move right 1, we'll subtract 1 from the x value. If you move down 5, we'll subtract 5. Notice that we currently have 3 unknown values in our equation. We don't know y, a, or x. If we use any other point besides the vertex for an xy value, we can substitute in 5 for x and 0 for y, and now we only have 1 unknown value, and we can solve for a. Using our algebra skills, 5 minus 1 is 4 quantity squared times a minus 5 equals 0. 4 times 4 is 16 times a is 16a. We're going to isolate our variable by adding 5 to both sides. So 16a is equal to 5. Lastly, we care about the value of 1a, so we divide both sides by 16 and find that a is 5/16. Now remember, we're finding the vertex equation, and so what we need to do now is go back to our starting point and substitute our a value in. Y is 5/16 times x minus 1 quantity squared minus 5. And you have just found your vertex form equation. For your other equations, you will continue to use this information that you found, that a is 5/16, to make your life a little bit easier. Next, we're going to find the factored form of our quadratic. Let's use the knowledge that our root is at 5. So then our factor is x minus 5. Let's check to see if this works. If we substitute 5 in, 5 minus 5 is 0, and our y value is 0, so that works. So our next root is x is -3. So if x is -3, we want to add 3 to -3 in order to have the y value equal 0. And you know from our last problem that a is 5/16. And now we can stop because we have found the factored form of your equation. Transforming to standard form, you have 2 options. You can either multiply out your vertex form or multiply out your factored form. We're going to do both, and then you'll pick your favorite way. So first you have x minus 1 quantity squared, which is x minus 1 times x minus 1. If you multiply out x minus 1 squared, you have x squared minus x plus 1. Combine your like terms, x squared minus 2x plus 1, and multiply that whole quantity by 5/16. So you'll have 5/16 x squared minus 5/8 x plus 5/16 plus 5. If you rewrite 5 in terms of sixteenths, 90/16, you can then combine your number parts. Your other option would be to multiply out your factored form equation. You'd have x squared plus 3x minus 5x minus 15. Combine your like terms. X squared minus 2x minus 15, all times the quantity 5/16. Distribute the 5/16 to every term. And the result is 5/16 x squared minus 5/8 x minus 75/16. Notice that our solutions are different. So I have to take a quick look to see if maybe we made a mistake somewhere. So we had minus 5, minus 5. Oh, this should be a minus. And so if we combine positive 5 and negative 90, you'd have negative 75/16. So again, you get to choose your favorite way if you want to multiply out your factored form equation or multiply out your vertex form equation.